Hey guys, welcome back to Reality Check. So, Diablo 3 is out. Again. Yes, the Ultimate Evil Edition means Blizzard's dungeon raiding sim is now playable on pretty much everything. Xbox One, PS4, this toaster, probably. And for me, you know, this is no bad thing, as it gives me another excuse to go and collect yet more loot. And speaking of loot, check out this sweet loot bag I grabbed from the office right next to Mark's desk.
Hey, wait a sec.
Ooh, the Socks of Strength. I'll hold on to these.
Those are just my regular socks.
Aha! The Shorts of Eversprint. Plus 10 speed, minus 3 smell.
Yes, and that's my gym.
Oh my goodness. Could it be? Do I behold with my eyes the one and only Gimp Mask of Ultimate Silence?
Okay, I swear I have no idea how that got in there, okay?
You know what? I think I'm gonna put that back. But rummaging through colleagues' things and questioning everything you thought you knew about them aside, collecting loot is a really enjoyable and rewarding experience. But why? Why do we love to pick up loot? Diablo, Borderlands, Skyrim, also basically any MMO you can think of, all these games are great at regularly giving us sweet, sexy loot as we progress along our adventures, and with good reason. Getting our grubby mitts on desirable items does make us happy, but research suggests it's not so much the getting of the item that delivers the rush, it's actually more about the anticipation of more loot to come that delivers the biggest pleasure response and encourages us to keep playing. So, what is going on inside our mushy human brains then? Well, as is usually the case when it comes to our motivation and decision making, the brain chemical and neurotransmitter dopamine has a big role to play. Dopamine is kind of the celebrity amongst brain signaling chemicals. It does a whole load of different things, but it's most famous for its ability to stimulate the pleasure centers within the brain during a whole load of different behaviors, including reward-motivated behaviors like loot gathering. For example, when we encounter something we like, be it delicious food in real life or a powerful new weapon in Diablo, our brain releases dopamine, which makes us feel good. But that's not the end of the story. If this happens enough times, we start to associate seeing an item chest with the prospect of more loot. So even the mere idea of a new chest can cause the release of dopamine. This is known as operant conditioning by way of positive reinforcement and has been demonstrated experimentally in studies with monkeys. Not monkeys playing Diablo, mind you, although I would totally watch that. No, definite human being Wolfram Schultz and his team from the University of Freiburg in Switzerland demonstrated that when monkeys were conditioned to associate a light or sound with food, their brains would produce dopamine when presented with just the light or sound, even without the accompanying food. They concluded that this showed it was the anticipation of the food that made them feel good, much like the anticipation we feel for more loot. This only works, however, if the payout, so the food in the monkey's case or the loot in ours, is unpredictable, but regular enough that we don't give up all hope and get frustrated. So, as a result, loot in games like Diablo is distributed with a degree of randomness. It's placed based on algorithms, so you never know what you're going to get, but with enough chance that you'll get something really good to keep you interested. It's actually quite similar to the experience you can have with a slot machine in a casino. Every chest you open is kind of like the pull of a handle. Sometimes you get nothing of value, often you get a small payoff, but occasionally you get a really great reward. It's the potential of this that gets the dopamine production going and keeps us searching for the next loot drop. Now, as discussed in a previous episode, How to Make a Great Game Can Psychology Help, the key to a great game is creating the experience of cognitive flow, that I'm in the zone state where the ideal balance exists between challenge and reward, resulting in the desire to keep on playing. Now, I think it's clear that in games like Diablo, Borderlands and the like, grabbing loot definitely does a lot for creating this feeling of flow. But what about the psychology of collecting things in general? Well, long-term Reality Check viewers might remember episode 3, Why Do We Collect Games? I investigated the psychology of why we like to hold on to things. Now, I'm not convinced that any of the ideas I discussed in that episode really play a role in loot collection because ultimately, when it comes to items, we are extremely fickle. As soon as I find the Socks of Greater Strength, this once cherished item will be sold without a second thought. You see, once again, it's not about the item. It's about the promise of more, something better down the road. So tell me about your experiences of collecting loot. Also, do you plan to revisit Diablo 3 or perhaps play it for the first time on PS4 and Xbox One? Let me know in the comments. Now, next week, I'm going to be away on holiday, but the super smart and genuine psychology degree holder Lucy James will be taking the reality check reins in my absence, so you will not want to miss that episode. I'll be back the week after, though, with something extra special for all you esports fans, so I'll see you then.